What's going on, YouTube? Well, been some buzz about silver prices lately. Today is Tuesday, July 18th at about 3:18 Pacific. I just looked on Kitco. I'm showing 25.12 for the silver price. It's been a lot of buzz because it's been 25 bucks and kind of flirting with higher prices, and people get really excited at that number. And I've always been one to say that when silver sits at 25 for a while and steadily climbs up, then we can get excited. When it hits 30 and steadily goes upward, we can continue to get excited. As you may have noticed, I have an empty spot here next to this nadir. Why? Well, because it finally came in. It's supposed to be here Saturday. And if you followed my community post yesterday, you would see that USPS loved to say, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's not coming. We couldn't get in your driveway, which is a bunch of crap. What's in the envelope, though? Let's find out. I have a question for you, though, okay? And I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't think it will happen, necessarily. But, you know, if we go over the last X amount of years, whatever it is, I didn't do that math, but it's been stacking a long time, y'all. Ooh, look at that. Another nadir. I've been stacking a long time, and I like to say, I like to usually consider silver being 25 bucks an ounce, 25, 30 bucks an ounce, but I've found that 25 is, what I tend to, I'm not saying personally value it at, but what, I think that's a good price point as far as what it's currently valued at and has been for, X amount of years, seemingly. And this is just my experience. Not a financial advisor. Do your own research, form your own opinions. I do want to pose a question to all of you, though. All of you stackers, all of you people that are on the fence of stacking. Before I ask that question and give you my perspective, if you could take a minute to like this video, maybe hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel. It helps, push me to keep putting out content. I really, really appreciate it. More than I can tell you. And if you support me, I will go out of my way to support you. I will do the best that I can to do so. My question to you is this, okay? What happens, and no, I don't think this is going to happen over time, but what happens if what's kind of been the norm over the last, many years, it seems, of silver sitting around, 25 frequently? What happens if that never changes? Okay, let's break that down. So, at that point, it probably won't be the best hedge against inflation. However, you will have the opportunity, and again, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't think it will, but let's just say worst case scenario, okay? Because I don't see it dipping below much, okay? Worst case scenario, it sits between 23 and 27, 28, throughout your stacking lifetime, okay? Yes, that is not the best hedge at that point. Yes, I think that is unlikely to happen. Yes, I think it could happen. But if you are not taking and blowing cash on stupid crap, right? You're putting your cash in a metal, okay? People say, well, you can take your metal and get, hedge it against inflation and get the cash back out. Okay, but if it's worth $25 today and it's worth $25 in 10, 12, 15, 20 years, you still get that same $25 out of it. Okay, yeah, absolutely. However, and that's when you go to sell it, of course, you still get that 25 devalued dollars. But if you are able, over time, should this happen, and again, I don't think it will, but worst case scenario, should this happen, what's going to happen if you take your cash and put it into this? Well, number one, you're going to have something physical, okay? You're going to have something tangible, something intrinsic. And this is the big and, okay? And this is where silver really shines. No pun intended, I know it's shiny. You are going to have not blown your cash. It is so easy for a lot of us. A lot of us stackers, I've found, and I thought this was just me, but as time has gone on, I've discovered that a lot of us stackers have fumbled, or not fumbled, but maybe even fumbled onto stacking because we had a spending problem. We love to spend cash. we can't save money. Okay, so a lot of us choose to save this way. So in that worst case scenario, which again I don't think is going to be the case, I'm not doom and gloom. I'm not saying don't stack. I'm not saying to stack. I'm not a financial advisor. You got to do your own research. But I'm saying if one were to stack and that was to happen for some odd, obscure reason, are you going to take this 10-ounce bar or this 10-ounce bar and go blow it on something stupid? No, you probably are not. You're going to have to work harder doing that than if you have the cash laying around or have it in your bank account, to slide your debit card or slide the credit card and whatever. You're going to make better choices. So at the end of the day, in my opinion, we really can't lose no matter what we're stacking. Well, okay. If we're stacking gold, if we're stacking silver, possibly platinum. But if we're stacking these monetary metals, which I guess platinum technically might not be because it hasn't stood the test of time. Some would argue that. But if we were stacking monetary metals like gold and silver, how do we lose? Okay. Worst case scenario, doesn't do much. We still can get the cash for it, okay? Because we didn't blow that cash on stupid crap. We still have that liquid asset, okay? That physical asset. Because make no mistake, this is liquid. It does take a little, God, I love that second nader. It does take a little more time and a little more effort, a little bit more thought and organization to liquidate it and turn it into cash. Absolutely. And that works to our benefit because we're not going to take this and go blow it on something stupid. At least not most of us, okay? Not us real, hardcore, heavy-duty, 100% legit stackers. I mean, I'm a stacking addict. This is all I've added to stack in, geez, I think 2 weeks now. I mean, I was going through withdrawals. I would have been happy just to add some more 40%. And a lot of people don't like 40%. I love it. I love it. It even says 40 right there, so I don't get it mixed up with the 90. Even though I can read dates, but just planning ahead. For us hardcore stackers, I think that's a huge benefit. And this can't go to zero, as far as I'm concerned. So to me, the worst case scenario, feasibly, is that it doesn't do much, and that's still okay with me, because yes, it's not a great accruance at that point in value should that happen, but I'm still stacking it away. And if I am disciplined enough and I am dedicated enough to do this and to discipline myself to take cash that I wouldn't spend, or to not spend cash that I would like to spend if I happen to be one of those habitual spenders. And I guess in a way that has never left me. I mean, I've been stacking since 08, 09, somewhere in that neighborhood. And I turned my spending addiction into a saving addiction through this vehicle. And yes, I have different investments. I've touched on that before, but I love to take fiat and just put it into something. And this is my favorite thing to put it into, in gold. And at the end of the day, you can take a negative situation, a spending problem, into a saving problem, which is not a problem at all, in my opinion. So I don't think we can lose. There's a whole lot, like I said, there's a whole lot of buzz about, it's $25 now, just see what happened with silver today. Okay, well, give it a week, okay? We've seen this time and time again. Eventually we will have our day, I think. But even if our day doesn't change from what it is today price-wise, and we're still saving, and we're still stacking, and we're not spending, we're spending on saving, right? We can't lose. Anyway, y'all, I just want to put that out there. I'm super happy this bar finally showed up. It's supposed to be here Saturday. Today's Tuesday. I got nothing but excuses yesterday. Check out my community tab. It was pushed on, or it was pushed, later and later and later. And then they're like, we're not coming. That's not what they said, but that's kind of what they said. So, just my food for thought, my perspective. Let's not get too excited one way or the other. Let's remain consistent. Let's remain positive. Let's remain aware. And let's stay on our grind, folks. With that is all I have today. Again, not a financial advisor. Please take the time to hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment, interact. I love hearing what's on y'all's minds. I love hearing where you're going with the stacking situation. I love hearing their goals. I love hearing when you've achieved goals, okay? That is phenomenal. That's what it's all about. Let's support each other. Let's, interact with each other. Let's not do this alone. We We are the best community on YouTube. No doubt about it. There's just no question. Anyway, with that, that's all I got. And what's that last? Oh yeah, keep stacking.